and welcome into On the Go or Bon Appetit. You can put them together because you got to be on the go to get to a good place for Bon Appetit. And at this time of the year, fruits are really getting to the point where they're ripe, in season, and ready to go. And of course, we want to talk about fruits, but also some summer plants that can help beautify your house at this time of the year and take the hot weather.
There you go.
We have with us today our guest, Jean Wright from Wright's Produce, open 7 days a week near Gary Coliseum. And young lady, you've been doing this for a number of years.
33.
33 years. And,
Wow.
and Jean, what I like about it is when I go over to do some shopping, and if you're going there and you're doubtful about how to choose something, talk to their people. They're very, very helpful. They'll tell you to take that cantaloupe and smell this end, and if it smells like cantaloupe, it's ready to go.
Right, and by the color. You go
And by the color. Okay, so that's the interesting thing about cantaloupe. You look, now this one here is probably, this is not ripe yet.
No,
No.
that one needs a couple more days for it to be really sweet.
Yeah, and then what'll happen is you'll just take to this end, smell, because this one here, I'm not getting a lot of cantaloupe smell, but you
no.
will get a cantaloupe smell out of it.
Right, if it's real yellow, you know it's ready.
That's
So
right.
you leave it out, you don't put it in the refrigerator.
Right, you can put it in the
Or
fridge
what?
a few hours before you get ready to eat it, but let it get
Let
pretty
it
and
ripen
yellow.
out.
Yep.
Okay.
And then with the old watermelon, it's the old thump.
Right.
You take that watermelon and you
Yeah.
just kind of,
Well, now everybody pats them. You know, it's got to
Yeah.
have a certain size.
well, I kind of go like this, like I'm knocking on the door, and if you're knocking and it sounds dull, but you want to get that real deep sound, and then you know that the watermelon's ready. And they've
Right.
been very sweet this year. Now, these are coming out of South Alabama and Florida?
These are coming just across the Florida line right now.
Right.
4th of July is when Alabama watermelons get ready.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The
We-
week
we-
before the 4th.
Right.
Now we know where to go.
And of course, blueberries, when they're in
Blueberries.
season, they're
Oh, yeah.
wonderful.
Oh yeah, and it's good to to do a fruit bowl, mix your watermelon, your
Yep.
cantaloupe, and your blueberries all together.
Right.
And
Yeah,
they make
those are nice looking blueberries.
The blueberries are actually the fruit that is the best for
Really
you
good,
all
yes.
the way around. So you ought to really try to keep that in your diet.
And of
yes.
course, Georgia's known for peaches. I was just over in Georgia. On my way back, my wife said, "Here's a peach stand. You better stop there because they're Georgia peaches." The good news is I asked them, but the bad news was they ripened so fast. And we wound up buying too many, and I'm sitting there crying as I'm watching these things getting too soft. But the key to that is if it looks like it's starting to soften in some areas, just take slices off of it.
Right.
And it's going to be very sweet, because that's the
yes.
thing that I say has been lacking is sweetness.
well,
Chilton County peaches are better than Georgia peaches.
Oh yes.
I'm going to take up for
Okay.
Chilton County.
Well, I
Now,
mean,
we
the
have-
only reason we bought them is
They
we were
were,
there.
yeah.
We have
and
had
ours
Georgia
weren't.
peaches, and they've been
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But you know, your Chilton County
You
peaches
bet.
are just now
Just
but
starting.
Right.
getting into the larger peaches, and of course you've got to let them ripen. You know, that peach there, once it gets red, riper, you know, be really sweet. But
Delicious.
they're a little bit hard right now.
And then, of course, summer plants.
That's your
Citronella?
Citronella,
Ah, you can
That's
turn
good
that
for
into a
your
candle.
mosquitoes, yes.
That's right.
And it really works.
Does it?
It does.
So you
Well,
can
it
just- you can
smells
just-
good.
You can just take that plant and just put it in an
Just
area.
give it a little, yeah.
Yeah,
If the wind blows it or whatever, it puts out an odor, but it really works.
that's great.
And then tell us about this.
That's your little what we call, it's in the Portulaca family. It's like a succulent, but it's purslane
Uh-huh.
is its name. And it loves the sun. It'll even bloom in the shade while the weather's,
Yep.
it's a hot weather plant. It don't like to stay real wet. If a little piece falls off on the ground, it'll root.
Well, they're like the chickens, the hens,
Yeah.
the little chickens and hens that you just break
They
off and root.
close at night and they open in the daytime.
It's nice.
So.
And then over here we have,
On the bottom there, that's a vinca. It likes hot weather. It'll take like sun. This likes a lot of sun. But that's your trailing vinca at the bottom. It trails down. That's
Yeah.
your regular vinca at the top. It grows up.
Now that'll
Okay.
take full sun?
It will.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, even your hot weather plants, if they're gonna get full sun, just make sure you water them good that morning.
Right.
Anything that
right.
stays in a pot needs water.
Yes.
Amen.
If it's in the
You're
ground,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Well, you got
My
lots of
my wife
things.
taught me that one.
And she's right,
'Cause she's out-
absolutely.
And of course, I'm going to say, and one day I'm going to do all the pictures, the things that we've bought that have lasted year after year after year, but she takes good care of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But your quality,
It's
your
the best.
quality is
Yeah.
the best.
Right.
They're not root bound, they're wonderful.
Well,
And what
I-
are your hours, Jean?
7 to 5,
Okay, how many days a week?
7 days.
7 days a week,
Right.
7 to 5. Wow.
But you know, we have our own little growers we've had for 30 years, and they do a good job.
Well, thank you so much, Gene, for being with us. And remember, they're on Dickinson Drive or around Coliseum Boulevard or whatever they're calling it these days. They're right next door to Garrett Coliseum, and like they said, they're open 7 days a week. And we'll be right back right after this.